All right, so a couple things here. Weather stripping came off here. To get that off, there is a little screw on this edge part right here. It's actually right there. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little screw right there. It's like a number 3 or 4 or something. You take that off, and then you just peel the weather stripping straight up, and it pops right out of there. The side mirror, there's 3 number 10s. Pop those off. There's one plug. For the door handle, there's a number 10 here. There's another number 10 right here, and then you have a rod that just pops right off, and then that's really it. Have the door completely ripped apart. And then there's that. So we're taking this one off next. So what we'll do is we'll take all this stuff off. We'll get the stripping out. As you can tell, this one's already off. Then what you'll do is you roll the windows down right here, and then you'll pull this to the inside, rip it up, and then all this weather stripping will come off too. This weather stripping just pretty much pulls down. Same with this one, this just pulls off as well. So there's that. Got the doors all sanded down from the primer last night. It's starting to come together. I might throw another coat of primer just on everything. Haven't quite decided just yet. For the tail lights, you got 3 number 10s. There are 1, 2, 3, and then you got a handful of lights that come off. Same for the other side. So this is it in sealer, which this is going to be real close to the color. Yeah, the jam's all painted. It's a little cold out. It's about 55, almost 60 in my garage. I will turn my heater on to get it a little warmer in here. I don't have a whole lot of paint cups left for my nice paint gun. So for the jams, I just bought a cheap Amazon gun that came with a bunch of different tips from 1.4 to 2.5 for like $29.99 on Amazon, and it sprayed out pretty good. What I like to do is put a little bit of reducer in here and spray it and clean it real good, because there is oil on these guns when you very first buy them. So just clean them just to verify that you don't have any contamination issues. We are currently working on getting this door off, and this is the other passenger door. We'll take this cladding off, and I will continue to give you guys updates for when I shave it down and body filler it and primer it and all that fun stuff. But what I'll do is I'll get those doors painted and cleared, and then I'll put them inside. And then what I'll do is I'll bring this Jeep inside, and I'll get this door jamb painted and cleared. And then tomorrow I'll probably do the door jambs for the other side, and then I'll get those hung back on. And then we will be back to finish taking everything apart and start sanding and working on the rest of the vehicle. So yeah. Okay, so I got the doors off. I'm gonna sand down all the jambs on both of them. These have a like child lock, so these windows don't go down all the way. So we'll figure out, I may not even take the seals out all the way. I may just move them out of the way, because that's enough for me to get all the jambs and seals. And so far we have all this off. The doors off on this side, doors off this one. That door is gonna get taken off. I'll have a new door come in. We got to finish taking that door off. And yeah, then I thought about just leaving the trunk deck on. I haven't quite decided how I want to do this just yet, but we may take it off. But there you go. There is everything's completely taken off and ripped apart. Had to take the seatbelt, which there's one up here and there's one down here. It's a T50 to get the seatbelt mechanism off, so you could get the shroud out, so you could get the wire looms unplugged. You unplug it, then there's 2 number 10s right here, and the door pretty much pops off. So yeah. Alrighty guys, so this is actually the color. This is the Nardo Gray. These drawer jambs aren't perfect by no means, but they look pretty good. I ended up using that cheap Amazon gun for the paint. I'm going to use my nice Iwata for clear. So it looks pretty good. I got inside all the tracks and all that fun stuff too. What I'm going to do now is, like I said, I use Limeline Clear. It's a 2-to-1 mix. And technically what you're supposed to do is use like a base coat blender, for mixing pearls in here, because I didn't go and get the gold pearl from the paint store today. So I have some gold pearl powder that I'm gonna mix with. And technically, to do like a tri-stage, you would put it in blender and then put it on there, but since it's just a door jamb, I'm not going to trip over it too much. So what I'm actually going to do is, for my first coat of clear, I'm going to put some of this powder in here for my first coat, and then I'll clean my gun, clean the liner, all that fun stuff, and then I will put my second coat without any of the powder inside of here. But yeah, so that's how that goes. I will take a video after the first coat. I have the garage warming up a little bit now. I don't know how warm it is just yet. Well, it's about 70 degrees, so it warmed up about 15-20 degrees in here. I have my heater going. I feel the heat really good here. I feel the heat good here. I just had that on. It just turned off because I have it on a timer. So that heats it up as well too. So I'll probably give it another 5-10 minutes. I'll put my first coat of clear on. I'll come out here. I'll take a video of my first coat of clear with that pearl in here, just to kind of show you guys what it looks like. And then I'll put my second coat of clear on. I'll let it flash off for like 30 minutes or so, and then I'll actually take my doors, I'll put them inside, and then I'll take my Jeep, put my Jeep in here, and then I'm gonna spray my driver's side door jambs on the vehicle itself, get that in clear. And then tomorrow I'll do the passenger door, front and rear, and then the passenger jambs. And then the day after that, I will hang the doors back on the vehicle, and then I could start working on the vehicle with primering, sanding it down, doing body work, primering it, doing all that fun stuff. So hopefully by the end of the weekend, early next week, it should be getting real close to being in paint and clear. So yeah. So I had just put my first coat of paint on. I don't know if you guys can see that pearl in there, but that is awesome. I think it's gonna look sick. Granted, this is metallic and not pearl, but they call it gold pearl. It is actually pearl gold is what it's called. And I had put in roughly a quarter teaspoon in here. I mixed that with my 2-to-1 clear, and I think it came out sick. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this flash for 5-10 minutes, and then I will put another good coat of clear, because right now I just put like a real light coat, just enough to not give me orange peel, but just enough to not tiger stripe it either, because when you put it in clear coat, it's real easy to tiger stripe this metallic, just due to the fact that the clear coat, I like to do like a 75 to 80% overlap, and so it's real easy to tiger stripe it. That's why you're supposed to use it with like a clear blender. So that way you can back the pattern off and back the pressure off quite a bit and dust it on there. But I think it came out really, really good so far. So this is technically the first coat of paint. I have my exhaust fan on, and I have my garage slightly open to help with the draft to get all the overspray out of here. But I think it's gonna come out. So this is technically my actual first coat of clear, because I wouldn't really count my first coat. But I think it's coming out awesome. I mean, look at all that flake. All that metallic in there. And so this is paint pigment, is what it is. And I put it in the first coat of clear. And I think it looks awesome. I mean, there's so much flop in that. So what I will do is I will get that gold pearl from my local paint store tomorrow, and I will probably do the same steps to this door. I will sealer it the same color, paint it, and then put the pearl in and then clear it, and then I will see which one I like more, and then that honestly will determine if I do gold pearl or if I will do the gold metallic pigment powder in the clear. Because if it looks anything like this, I think we're good. Because not gonna lie, this slaps. I absolutely love the way this looks. I'll do one more coat of paint on here, and I think we will be good. Alright, so I got the door jambs all painted on the door themselves. Now I'm gonna do the jambs. There's a little bit of rust down here, so what I'm gonna do is throw some etch primer on here. I know there's several ways to do this. I mean, technically I should have sanded it down or cut it, re-weld it. Fuck that. So what I'm gonna do is I cleaned it really good, hit it with some 80 grit, smoothed it all out, hit it really good with wax and degreaser, and now I'm gonna throw some etch primer in this spot. And then after I do that, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna put sealer on everything, do one really nice wet coat of sealer, and then it'll go straight into base coat. And then I will do the same thing where I put a little bit of that gold pearl pigment powder in the first coat of clear and do that. And then I will follow it up with another set of clear and then clear it again without no pigment powder in it, and we should be going. So I will also take videos along the steps of the way, but this is where we're at now. All right, so I got that into etching primer, all those like little rust spots that were there. I taped off the strikers and stuff like that. So now it is going to get into sealer. I will take a video of it after I get it into sealer, and then we will just go from there. All right, so I had just finished putting on my first coat of clear, let that flash for like 15 minutes. And my first coat of clear had this pearl in it, which I don't know how well this camera's picking it up, but this is fucking awesome. It's looking really good, I think. I'm just so heartbroken because I'm not sure how to go about it. I'm not sure if I should just do this and just stick with the paint pigment pearl and just leave it that and just is what it is, or if I should spray the gold pearl and just hope for the best too. Only reason why I like this is just due to the fact that it has like the actual metallic in it. Like you can actually see the metallic. So yeah, like I said, I guess I'll spray my door tomorrow and just see how that goes for my bedroom and just see how that looks. And if I like it, we'll just go with that, and if not, then I have enough powder to spray my car, because I only did like one tack coat in a sense, just enough to get that pearl, and then I follow it up almost instantly with a medium coat of clear, and then I let that flash, like I said, for 10-15 minutes, and I'll put another coat of clear on. But when I actually go to clear my Jeep, I'm gonna put probably 4 to 6 coats of clear on it, because I'm gonna wet sand and buff it really fucking good. Like it's going to look like a mirror by the time I'm done with it, but I think it's coming out good so far. But there's the update. It's about midnight, 12:30, so I'm gonna get this heater, get it a little closer, and I'll probably let it run for a couple hours, and then I'll come out here after I shower and whatnot, turn it off and turn my exhaust fan off, and we'll be good to go. All right, so now we got the passenger side all taped up. I'm getting ready to put my sealer on, and then it'll go to paint, and then I will mix some of the pigment powder in the first coat of clear, and then we will go from there. But there we go. All right guys, so this is it in sealer right now. Also, I don't think I told you guys this, but if you use a lighter sealer, like for an example I'm using gray sealer, you don't need nearly as much base coat, so you can get away with a lot less base coat, which will save you money and materials. You don't always have to sealer everything. I like to, in some instances, just so everything's the same color. Like for an example, I have doors that are different colors, I'm doing body work, or if you burn through and you sealer the whole panel, it just makes it so it takes less paint to cover it, for the coverage purposes and for the same color. Because if you paint like red over white versus red over black, you'll get different shades. Also, like I said, use less material. Since I'm using a Nardo gray, and I have a gray sealer, it doesn't take nearly as much paint as if I were to just leave it green or whatever color. Also, sealer helps lock everything in too, like it should, so you shouldn't have any problems with nothing lifting or rising. And also, spray your sealer like you would your base coat or your clear. You want it nice and glossy, because if you have any orange peel in there, the orange peel will show through into your base coat and into your clear. And so just make sure every step you do use, every time you do go to it, that it's glossed out. It's nice and shiny. There's no orange peel, there's no dry spots, all that fun stuff. I don't think I ever truly showed you guys the cheap setup, but like I said, this is just a cheap Amazon setup. It came with like 3 or 4 different tips from 1.4 to 2.5. The only thing I have noticed with this is the tip wants to drip a little bit. Coming out of the tip, it wants to drip. Other than that, it's really about it. I mean, fuck, for $29, you really can't complain. Threw a cheap regulator on there, and it actually came with the water separator. And then this is the nice Iwata I was telling you guys about. Got oil separator and water separator on here, and I'm using the PPG 2.0 cup system too. And then this is just a cheap Amazon light. So yeah, but with that being said, I got the paint already mixed up. Also, another thing too, guys, this is just tips and tricks. I know sounds like if I'm ranting and going on, but if you leave your paint mixed in with reducer too long, it'll actually change the shade of the colors. A lot of people don't know that, but it may take, you know, a couple days. It may not. It may take longer, may take less. But if you actually put your reducer in with your paint and you let it sit, it'll actually change the tint of the color. I don't know why that is. I'm assuming some kind of chemical reaction happens or something, but just for future reference, when you guys are ready, try to only mix the reducer when you're ready to spray. You're within that couple hour window when it's getting ready to be painted. Yeah, so next step is paint, which after I paint it, I'll do another video, and then same with the first coat of clear with the pearl in it, and then again when that's all said and done. So yeah. Alright, so I did the trunk deck on the car, and now this is the actual trunk deck itself. I took it all apart and I'm spraying it all. So there's this is in base coat now. I just sprayed sealer. I had sprayed sealer, and then I just put my first coat of base coat down. And then I will show you, sorry the garage is trashed, but this is a project we're doing. Okay? Yeah, just GoProing. And this is the jams. This is what I did just now. These I didn't do because I'm actually going to do these this bronze color. So all my accents are going to be that color, which I think looks good. I like it more than that tannish color up there. But it's coming out good. This is the jam I did last night. Took a video of it with you guys. It came out awesome. Look at that flake and that pearl in there. Just unreal. And by the way, I ran out of cups for my nice Iwata, so I'm actually just been using my cheap Amazon gun for all of this. So anyone who says you can't get good results off a cheap gun, they don't know what they're talking about. So this is with that gold pearl that I used as like a tri-coat in a sense. Not in a sense, I pretty much did do a tri-coat with it. I think it's gonna be awesome.